The episode starts with a girl confronting Prince Kyle. She asks him to repeat himself. Kyle looks at her and flatly states, "Scarlet, I'm breaking off our engagement right here, right now." Scarlet is shocked and asks what happened. Kyle points to a girl standing next to him, introducing her as Teresa. He announces that he will marry Teresa instead. The surrounding crowd bursts into applause, complimenting what a lovely couple they make. The girl next to Kyle says, "I hope we become the best couple in the world." Kyle praises her kind heart. He then turns back to Scarlet and calls her the most foolish woman he's ever met, claiming she has all but ruined his life. Scarlet reminds him, "Prince Kyle, you can't just break off our engagement. The royal family and my family agreed to our marriage before we were even born. You can't undo that." Kyle retorts, "You're wrong. I can break it off right now because it is my wish." Kyle tells Scarlet to stop talking. He claims he knows the kind of person she is, accusing her of being awful, bullying Teresa throughout her school life, tearing up her notes, and even trying to push her down the stairs. The crowd immediately starts bad-mouthing Scarlet. Scarlet, however, says, "But as far as I remember, I've never even met Teresa." Kyle dismisses her. "I am announcing your crimes right now. You have no options left, so stop lying." At this point, Scarlet is starting to get seriously angry. She says, "Fine, I agree to the termination of our engagement, but will you grant me one request?" Kyle immediately refuses, saying, "No. Do you realize where you are standing? People in your position are called villains." Teresa intervenes, saying, "No, Kyle, give her a chance. Maybe she has something to say." Kyle, like a fool, agrees. Yes, of course. If you ask, how can I refuse?" Scarlet walks over to them and says, "Since you've already declared me a villain, my one last request is to give this girl a slap across the face." Everyone is shocked. Scarlet raises her hand, forming a tight fist, ready to punch Teresa. The scene suddenly shifts to a flashback. We see a young Scarlet being scolded by her teacher for beating up another child. Scarlet says it wasn't her fault, claiming the boy did something that made her lose control. The teacher tells her that what they saw was different. She was laughing while hitting him, and she needs to learn to control her anger. Scarlet says she'll try, but insists the boy was in the wrong, and she simply beat him up for his mistake. The scene jumps to a party where a young Kyle approaches Scarlet and asks her name. She tells him her name and the name of her house. Kyle scoffs, "Are you crazy? I only asked for your name. You don't need to tell me which house you're from." Scarlet gets annoyed. Kyle then declares himself the second prince of the realm and says, "From today onwards, you are my slave. You have to do whatever I tell you." Scarlet, belonging to a ducal house, has no choice but to obey the prince. She swallows her anger and submits. Kyle begins bullying her relentlessly. Scarlet, deeply distressed, goes to her father and tells him about the bullying. Her father, defeated, says, "Look, I can't do anything about this. I know he's bothering you, but what can I say to a prince?" The scene moves forward to when Scarlet turns 15 and enrolls in the Royal Academy. Kyle continues to bully her there, but by then, she has learned to endure it all. Kyle tells her, "Scarlet, you know why you are here. You have to obey my every command and do all my work." Scarlet agrees. Later, Scarlet is talking with her friends about going to lunch when Kyle shows up. He grabs her by the collar and yells, "Where is my lunch? What are you doing here?" Scarlet apologizes for the delay. Kyle pulls her away, saying, "Apologizing won't cut it. Come with me." When her two friends try to intervene, Kyle stares them down and asks, "What is this? Are you two daring to speak against me?" They immediately back down. Kyle drags Scarlet to a secluded spot and yells at her. He's furious because Scarlet scored first in a recent test, beating him, who ended up near the bottom. He takes out his anger over his poor grades on her. He then talks to her about her hair, saying, "I don't like your hair. I'm going to cut it." This is the last straw for Scarlet. She's about to punch him. Just as Scarlet raises her fist, a voice from above yells, "That's enough. Stop right there." Suddenly, a man descends. It's Julius, the first prince of the realm, Kyle's older brother. He asks Kyle what he's doing. Kyle confronts him. "How dare you interrupt me? You're my older brother, but that doesn't mean you can always interfere." Julius warns him, "Look, I'm explaining this nicely now. If you don't stop, I don't know what I'll do to you." Kyle asks who Julius thinks he is to meddle in their affairs. Julius replies, "You've committed a crime here. How can you treat a girl like this?" Kyle defends himself, saying, "She's my fiancée. She's engaged to me, and still she won't listen." Julius asks if that means he has the right to torture her. Kyle calls one of his lackeys and orders him to deal with Julius. The lackey refuses, stating that he can't go against the first prince. Kyle gets angry, glares at Scarlet, and says, "Fine, I'm leaving now, but I'll have my revenge." He leaves, and Scarlet thanks Julius for his help. She thinks to herself that he will surely be back later. She asks Julius what he was doing up high. Julius replies, "Oh, up there? I was studying," which surprises surprises her. We learn that Julius is kind and liked by everyone, while Kyle is an idiot who causes trouble. They have separate factions in the academy that are always fighting. Julius tells Scarlet he has found something interesting. When she asks what, he says, more interesting than books, and stares at her. The scene cuts to students discussing the test results, shocked that Scarlet came in second place and Julius got first. Scarlet is also surprised that Julius could beat her. Julius approaches her, asking if everything is okay. Scarlet is confused by his intentions. Julius leans into her ear and whispers, "It's easier to defeat you than I thought." This makes Scarlet incredibly angry. The scene shifts to Scarlet's house, where she is furiously punching and breaking the wall. She accepts the challenge and vows to beat him 10 times harder. She begins practicing and studying extensively. The next time the results are announced, Scarlet is back in first place and Julius is in second. Julius approaches her again and congratulates her profusely, which shocks the other girls. Scarlet denies being close to him and wonders what he really wants. We see Julius following Scarlet everywhere, greeting her good morning, good afternoon, and more. Scarlet confronts him, asking, "Julius, don't you think we are crossing paths too much lately?" He replies, "No, I'm intentionally putting myself in your way." When she asks why, Julius asks if her expression ever changes. Scarlet says no. She's forgotten how to change her expression because of Kyle's torment. Julius then comments on Kyle's recent absence. Scarlet confirms that Kyle hasn't been bothering her. Suddenly, it clicks for Scarlet. Julius is intentionally around her, so Kyle can't harass her. She looks at him, truly surprised, and her expression changes. Julius smiles and says, "Finally, your expression has changed." He touches her hair and praises her beautiful silver hair, saying he didn't want to see Kyle ruin it. Julius then says, "You know, I've never met a better or more interesting animal than you in my whole life." Scarlet is taken aback by him calling her an animal. He then teases her, say, "Would you marry me instead of my brother?" Scarlet firmly rejects him. "No, I strongly refuse your request." The scene snaps back to the present, where Scarlet is about to punch Teresa. Scarlet says, "Teresa, thank you so much. All the anger I've held inside for years is finally coming out because of you." She hits Teresa so hard that she flies through the air, bleeding from her nose, and lands far away. Everyone is terrified. Scarlet turns to the crowd and declares, "Now it's all of your turns." She starts beating up everyone mercilessly. The people scream, asking if anyone can stop her, but no one dares to come forward. Scarlet takes down everyone. One man remembers a rumor. "I remember hearing that she has another name. They call her the Mad Dog Noblewoman. She's dangerous." Scarlet is enjoying herself immensely. She knocks out everyone in the room. Finally, she approaches Kyle and says, "Kyle, now it's your turn. Come with me." She delivers a mighty punch to Kyle, sending him flying. Just then, Julius and one of Scarlet's seniors arrive. Julius bursts into laughter at the sight of Kyle's beaten body. Scarlet says, "Finally, I feel so much better." And with that, the episode ends.